98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
Stay here with you. You are a rainbow, so I am lucky. I am lucky. You are my favorite song. I am lucky. I am lucky. Same. Your love is constant. You've never lost it. Your voice is calling out my name. It makes me miss you, even when I'm with you. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. So I am lucky. I am lucky. You are my favorite song. I am lucky. I am lucky. I am lucky.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I am your host today on the Speed Lane. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, together with
Tortya Joyce.
And the Speed Lane is where we talk about things that affect our lives, our communities, our morals, and our society at large. Now, today we are going to be talking about troublesome neighbors. How do you handle a difficult neighbor? How do you handle a troublesome neighbor? Do you fight back, or do you avoid them? Or is there a smart way that you kind of deal with troublesome neighbors? Now, almost everyone has experienced it at some point. That neighbor who plays maybe loud music late into the night, the one who throws refuse near your space, or the one who parks carelessly, blocks access, or constantly crosses boundaries. Some are rude, some are confrontational, some pretend nothing is wrong. So the question is, how do you handle a troublesome neighbor? Do you fight back? Do you ignore them? Are you going to pack out simply because your neighbors are troublesome? Or what exactly do you do? Because if you look around, this is one of the things that is very common and most people actually deal with it. So how do you handle a troublesome neighbor? Now, you also can call in to be part of this conversation at any point in time. And the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. How do you handle a troublesome neighbor? What do you do? How do you deal with them? Like, are you going to park and leave the house, or what exactly are you going to do if your neighbor is always on your back? Have you even dealt with a troublesome neighbor before? How did you go about it? Were you successful? Were you able to get that person off your back? Tell us, what did you do? Now, we are going to be starting from ourselves right here in the studio. And like I said, it's just myself and Wandedoo right here. So, Wandedoo, have you ever encountered a troublesome neighbor?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Well, there was one of my neighbor that, he was always on my nerves. Like everything I do in the compound, it becomes something bad. Like I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to do that. Even though it's not something that issues will come out, but he bring everything, every little thing becomes a problem. Like sometimes you dry your clothes, you know very well you are the one that starts washing first. When he know that you brought clothes to wash, he will now go and pack his own clothes to come and wash. And when he dry and the space is filled up, he will be like, you knew very well that he washes on Saturday, and me too, I'm washing on Saturday. Who doesn't wash on Saturday? Saturdays are free days for anybody to wash. But he will just be emanating, bringing issues out of things that are not supposed to be something big. So in this case, what do? You just avoid. Avoid.
So in your own case, you avoided him.
Yes, I avoided. Even though I want to wash on Saturdays, I will not wash. That's my free days, but I will not wash. Maybe I'll wash on Sundays when I know that he has washed already. So I wash on Sundays, not because I don't want problem. I don't want issues between me and him.
That's how you're avoiding him.
Yes, that's how I was
it worked out
him.
for you. Like, did you end up maybe becoming friends with him since you were no longer getting in those maybe physical or just talking fights and all of that?
Yes, we became not really friends, but the process by which I avoided him, we were not fighting, we were not quarreling as usual. The times in which I didn't know who he is, I didn't know his behaviors, so I was giving him back to back. But when I discovered that avoiding him and distancing myself could bring us close, like he might realize that what he's doing is wrong, then we'll not be close. So I gave him some distance for him to reset his memory, to reset himself back and come together so that we will live in harmony. So by doing that, we now became close.
Okay. If you have just joined us, this is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm with you on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, together with
Tortya Joyce.
And this morning we are talking about troublesome neighbors. How do you handle a troublesome neighbor? Do you fight them back, or maybe do you avoid them, or would you just move out of that house just to avoid the trouble? Or what exactly do you do? Are you someone who deals with a troublesome neighbor? What do you do? How do you overcome, all that temptation? Maybe people always getting on your nerves, people always on your back. How do you throw everything off? And some people would say it's better for you to fight back, because when you give them back exactly what they're giving you, then they're scared of you. But there are some cases that when you do that, it only gets worse. And then sometimes they say when you're quiet and you try to avoid them, they even feel like, okay, this person is gullible, and we can keep preying on that person. We can keep oppressing this person and all of that. So how exactly do you handle a troublesome neighbor? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That is 0808 427 5464.
Call in and share with us how exactly you deal with a troublesome neighbor. How do you handle? Are you someone that's living with a troublesome neighbor and you feel like your neighbors are giving you trouble and all of that? Then what do you do? How do you escape that situation? Hello? Okay, we lost that already, but maybe reposition and then you can call us back again and tell us exactly how you deal with that situation, how you handle a troublesome neighbor. Number for you to call again is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Now, living next to people means a conflict is sometimes unavoidable. Some neighbors are noisy, some are careless, some are just plain difficult. Some just want trouble, and I don't know what happens. It's not like maybe they already had a fight with you before. Some just want that trouble, and for some people the first response is confrontation, like confront them and make them know that okay, you're also tough, and then they'll avoid you. You talk to them, explain calmly, or sometimes maybe try to resolve face to face. Sometimes that works, especially if the person wasn't aware they were causing a problem. That's when it works, right?
Yes,
but
exactly.
Then the people who came intentionally like to cause that problem, what exactly are you going to do for them to actually get off your back? Because if you say you want to mentioning that to park and leave safe, that's not an easy one. Hello. Okay, maybe reposition and then you can call us back again. If you say you want to pack and leave, will you pack and leave your house? Because okay, a neighbor is troublesome. I mean, if someone even had the means to actually pack and leave that house, I'm sure they will not be living in that place in the first place, right?
Yes.
So how exactly do you handle a troublesome neighbor? And now sometimes confrontation turns into arguments. What started as a simple complaint becomes tension every time you see each other, and others choose avoidance, like you said, and in your case it worked for you. But there are some cases where that avoidance is not going to work. It's only going to fuel, your neighbor's reaction. They're even going to want to maybe do something more that will make you just irritated. And there are people like that, and I don't know why that happens. They ignore the noise, enjoy the inconvenience, and then mind their business. That is, if you choose to ignore, then you're minding your business and just ignoring everything they are doing. So the avoidance can keep peace, but it can also build silence over time. Because, like, if you're not someone that is maybe very patient, and you're just avoiding, you can be getting angry, or you're just inconveniencing yourself. What of the day that you cannot wash on Sunday, or you actually wanted to do something else on that Sunday? What do you do? What exactly do you do? If you have just joined us, this is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning on the show we are talking about troublesome neighbors, those neighbors that just want to give you trouble no matter what. How do you handle them? What exactly do you do? Are you someone who deals with a troublesome neighbor? How do you handle it? Do you fight back, or maybe do you just ignore them? Do you avoid them? What works for you? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. How do you handle a troublesome neighbor? Call in and share that with us. Share your experiences, or just share those things that work for you. Hello. Oh, okay. We lost that as soon as it came, but not to worry. Reposition, and then you can call us back again and share with us exactly how you handle a troublesome neighbor, and then it works for you. Hello.
Good morning, please.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I am Sir Benjamin Igege from Yagba, North Makodi.
Okay, welcome to the show, Sir Benjamin. So, have you ever dealt with a troublesome neighbor?
Even right now, I have such a terrified neighbor.
Okay.
He comes home drunk every day and beats his wife.
Okay.
Even when the wife gave birth after 3 days, he came home and beat her up. That's nothing. We try to intervene because I've had a nasty experience when I was living in North Bank. A man killed his wife, and all of us were arrested and we spent 9 days in detention. So each time we intervene, this man will always say, "Okay, we should go to her. He's a police officer." So I've gone to report to the brothers, and he will come back to tell me that after what did the brothers say. So the only step I've taken on is when. The only way to win an argument is to avoid it. So I've tried to avoid him. Many people who try to intervene, you always tell them, you always insult them and try to do things that are not supposed to be done. So this time around, whenever they begin to quarrel, nobody goes there. And that is all.
Okay.
So my plan was to report to the police, but the man is kind of dangerous person, so I've decided to keep away.
And save your own self.
That is all. I fence my house, it's still a problem.
Okay.
And anytime he begins to beat his wife, he will begin to make subtle references to neighbors around. So we have decided to keep away from the man.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in to share that with us. Sir Benjamin says his own is avoidance, just like you said. But then he also mentioned something, a scenario whereby they arrested them, maybe because someone ended up killing his wife, and then something like that. But in that situation too, one can be thinking, like, if you decide to even avoid and it's giving you peace, what if one day it ends like that story again, and then you people in the compound are still held responsible? What do you think, Wandedoo?
That's a very complicated situation because kind of your neighbor, you're not among, like, That's why some things you just need for is prayer. Let God direct you where to like stay. Because how is it your fault that your neighbor fights his wife? It's the extent that he killed her, and the people in the compound are held responsible.
Sometimes it happens like that, though. To be honest, sometimes it does happen
really
like that.
It's not their fault.
It's not their fault, but it's not
I'm sure they went there, like tried to separate the fight and help, but the man was strong. He was stronger than them, and he had his way.
And sometimes, you be separating fights, and they will now do something to you that was innocent.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I am Mr. Thomas Ako.
Okay.
From Nyojungu, Makodi.
Welcome to the show, sir. So, have you ever dealt with a troublesome neighbor?
Yes, I have ever met a troublesome someone, my neighbor.
So, how did you deal with it?
Sometimes when you met a troublesome neighbor, sometimes you avoid, sometimes you take legal action with the troublesome, because you cannot only avoid and then leave it like this. It can affect you at any time. Because when you avoid and then the things continue that throughout, and then all of a sudden, and it's happened that someone's dead, and then you begin to be arrested, as one of my brothers said.
True.
So sometimes you take legal action when you have a troublesome somebody who is treating his wife badly, and then you have a legal action to either to report to the legal authority that this is what is happening, this is what is happening. Sometimes they will send some people to come and investigate and know the truth about what you are saying. But if you just say, yes, I'm avoiding this man, I will not even, I will avoid him, I will see him treating his wife or treating his children, and you will not even you will not even make a comment. It's wrong. It's wrong. You are also implicating yourself too.
Okay.
And that is how my neighbor was, and my friend was saying there that one man kill his own wife, and then they come to arrest them in the house. It's not good. When you have a troublesome someone, you take legal action.
Okay.
Sometimes the legal action correct the man that what you are doing is wrong. And then when you move the legal action, then there is some people that will call the man and sit him down and advise him so that they can listen well. Some people need advice, and they don't have. And some people grow, the way they grow in the place that they usually treat their mother. So they thought that is the life to treat a wife or to treat children. So it is good to find a person that will sit the person down, not legal advisors, sit person down, advise the person that what you are doing is wrong. So you should avoid this, you should do this, you should avoid this, and then they will listen. But when you keep quiet, it will affect you.
Okay.
So me, I have such, and I take legal action, and he has settled.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in to share that with us. I just like this contribution so much because it kind of answers what Mr. Benjamin mentioned earlier, about him dealing with a troublesome neighbor. And then Mr. Thomas is suggesting that, okay, take legal action. Hello.
Hello, I still come back again.
Okay, welcome back to the show, Mr. Benjamin.
I want to clarify myself. The first instance at North Bank was a situation where the man suspected his wife of infidelity. And when the woman was coming back from work in the night at VIO, they were led in and strangled her to death. Not even right in the compound. But those in the compound were arrested because the police said, how could such a thing happen? And we pretend not to know.
Okay.
Then, yeah. But then in a situation where I am now, I am living in my own personal house. The man lives in his own personal house. But where my own house is located is almost close to his own, separated by my fence. But each time they talk, we are always exchanging words. We discuss together.
Okay.
And I have tried my best to report this matter to his relations. They have sat him down. Sometimes he will avoid it for 2 days, and that is all. Because the man drinks gogoro every day. And is one of these illiterate policemen who skate through the police recruitment through the window. So he doesn't care about anything at all.
Okay.
And when he calls, he continues to pronounce death, I will kill somebody. So the only way is that if they come to arrest him, God forbid, if such happen, I'm not sharing a compound with him. I live in my own. My house is fenced, so it's not fenced.
Okay.
So the next person that is close to him might be the person that will be questioned.
Okay.
That's why I choose to stay away now.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for calling back.
I take my regard to James here.
Oh, all right. He's listening. Thank you so much for calling in to share that with us. So he wanted to clarify that, okay, that situation before is different from this one now, and then in this one he's actually in his own house, and then it's fenced.
Yes.
The neighbor's house is not fenced. Just imagine how trouble can be. Somebody is inside his fence, and then you're outside, but you somehow you find a way to be exchanging words, or somehow you find a way to be maybe talking to that person and leading to all those trouble here and there. And there are a lot of people out there. There are a lot of things, when it comes to neighbors, there are a lot of things that people deal with. And these days, it seems like, okay, it's going quiet or it's happening silently, but it's still happening. It's still there. You still hear people who deal with troublesome neighbors. Now, if you have just joined us, this is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm with you on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, together with
Total Wando Joyce.
And this morning on the show, we are talking about troublesome neighbors. How do you deal with a troublesome neighbor? Do you fight them back? Some people say when you fight them back, they will know their place and then they'll stop bothering you. Or do you just avoid them? Some say when you avoid them, yes, they will not have anything to fight over. But there are still people that even when you avoid it, they'll somehow find a way to wear the same trouser with you or something. And someone has suggested, okay, legal action. But imagine a situation where you take legal action against someone and maybe the person starts coming from you behind. But that is still advice. Maybe you still double the legal action. So what exactly do you do? How do you try to maybe make peace or bring yourself out of that situation? How do you handle a troublesome neighbor? Now, you also can call in to be part of this conversation. And the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. How do you handle a troublesome neighbor? Do you fight them back? Have you ever dealt with a troublesome neighbor? Maybe someone that was always sweeping their dirt to the front of your own space. So maybe someone that is always fighting for rope with you, and all of that. Or someone who was always playing loud music. There are a lot of troubles that people can actually bring. How did you handle that situation if you have dealt with one? And even if you have not dealt with one, then how do you think one can actually handle that? Hello? Okay, maybe we position, and then you can call us back again and share with us how exactly you think one can handle a troublesome neighbor, because these troubles are everywhere. So okay, Wando, in your own case, the story you narrated, you said that you avoided that person and then it worked. So okay, just imagine you avoided him and he kept coming for you. What would you have done then? Like, that's like me trying to ask you in general, like other ways that you think, because that avoidance doesn't work on some people. So what else would you have done?
Well, some neighbors, they are naturally troublesome. No matter what you do, they are always there to stand against you, always on your nerves. So sometimes what you need to do at this point is to set boundaries. Like let there be a clear demarcation between you and them. Like you don't relate with them. You're always on your own. Just try to avoid them in every situation, every little way you can. Avoid them. Just distance yourself. Set boundaries. You don't do this. You are not close to them. Just make sure you are far away.
But sometimes neighbors, we are actually supposed to be at peace with neighbors, because those are like the first people. If something happens to you or anything, you never know when you are going to need help or anything like that. It's like your neighbors are supposed to. So the goal is like, let there be peace between us, right?
Yes.
So what exactly do you do? How would you try, you as a person, how would you try to bring that peace back, where it's not the situation that your neighbor hates you to the point where if you're coughing and choking in your room, they'll just pass and go?
Well, in this case, it's not everyone that in the same compound. No, there are others that will like you. So this particular one, if it doesn't work, if you tried all possible best that you can do to be close and show kindness or be at peace with him or her, but all trial fails, just distance, because for you to try to be close, try to be friendly with your neighbor, and ending up something bad happens to you or in death or something that is tragic, it's better to just avoid and just set boundaries and relate to those that are friendly, rather than just inconveniencing yourself or trying to be with someone that doesn't want you around.
True. Okay, now you two can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. How do you handle a troublesome neighbor? Do you fight them back? Do you maybe avoid them, or would you just maybe pack out of that house simply because your neighbor is giving you trouble? How exactly do you deal with it? And have you ever dealt with a troublesome neighbor? What did you do? How did you stop how did you get them off your back, and how were you able to manage the situation? Or is that your current situation? What exactly are you doing to come out of that situation? Because as little as that may sound, it's actually something that bothers people a lot, and you find yourself being unhappy, and sometimes you're dealing with other problems in your life, and then your neighbor is becoming one of them by force, even where there should not be problem. Your neighbor is putting that problem, so it can be difficult. What are you're trying to say something?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes good communication matters. Like sometimes you just sit with your neighbor and be like, guy, this thing between me and you is not nice, it's not good. We are neighbors, we are not supposed to be fighting each day. We are supposed to be calm, let people look at us and like admire. So just sit down with him or her, communicate, like talk sense into each other. Look for ways to resolve it.
To even get some neighbors that will sit down and listen to you as you're talking senses, to even get the one that will sit down and listen to you, but it's a good step, though. I think it's a good step, to actually maybe try to, let's talk this out. Some of them, it's just pride.
Let's resolve it, yes.
Maybe a problem started and then you're finding it difficult to actually maybe be the first one to come to you and try to resolve. So if you take the first step and you're like, okay, this has been happening between us, so let's resolve it. This is not okay. Hello? Okay, reposition and then call us back again. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. This is the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning on the show, we are talking about troublesome neighbors. How do you handle a troublesome neighbor? Are you someone who fights back? Are you someone who avoids? What exactly are you in that situation right now, or have you ever dealt with it? What did you do? Your neighbor is always on your back, is always giving you trouble, is always finding fault in whatever you do, or is always dragging space with you and all of that. Or maybe they're even doing something that's somehow affecting, maybe indirectly affecting you. How do you handle? And you've tried to resolve, but they keep bringing the trouble. How exactly do you handle such a neighbor? Call in and share that with us. Now, Wando, there's something about what do you think, in general, about confronting, a neighbor about his or her actions, maybe firing them back? Do you think that could work, like in all cases? Because sometimes they say that when people find their match, then they relax, they step back, and then maybe they reduce their own trouble, since that it's not only you that can do this, or the other person is also dangerous. Then they kind of fear, and to be honest, some people, it's only that kind of challenge that you can use to deal with them. So do you think that works, in all situations where you confront them and let them know that this is it, and just clear their own doubts? Go on.
Well, in life, you meet different people, different personalities, and different behaviors. There are some people that if you give them back to back, when you give them what they give you, like the energy they use against you, it's a match for the two of you. And you guys calm yourself together after receiving insult and bullying hey, guys are calm. And why sometimes there are others that you meet when they talk to you in the hard way or harshly and you respond calmly, they will sit down and rethink like, this person, see the way I spoke to her, and she didn't even respond. She's so calm, she's so gentle, she even spoke to me calmly, and you will be like, do such people really exist?
Okay.
And they will sit down and rethink, and they will even change. Like some people actually change from good behaviors that people show to them, but some are not like that. So it depends on who you meet and who you communicate with. So it really matters. Some are different. Some you give them back to back, they give you, and some they are calm. If you talk to them gently, calmly, they will respect that and respect you in return.
That means you have to first understand
the person,
the kind of neighbor you're dealing with.
Yes.
If it's the one that if you give them back to back like the same way they are giving you, then it's only going to make things worse. Then you maybe think about talking to them and resolving it peacefully and all of that. Exactly. So what if all of these doesn't work though? I'm really curious. I want to hear what you'd say about what if all of that, maybe even confronting them and then giving them back exactly what they're dishing to you, or even trying to avoid them or trying to make peace doesn't work. What exactly do you do then?
Okay, you report them to your landlord or landlady. And if she doesn't take like reproductive solutions to this, you can tell her to like refund your money and you look for another house. Or other way, you can report them to the authority, as Benjamin said. You report them to authority and they will come in and intervene. Yes, I think that works.
So you also can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. This is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And on the show today, we are talking about troublesome neighbors. How do you handle a troublesome neighbors? What a troublesome neighbor? What exactly do you do? Are you in that situation? Have you ever encountered a troublesome neighbor? How did you deal with it? How did you free yourself of that? Or are you still dealing with it? What are the steps that you're taking to, make sure that the issue is resolved? Call in and share that with us. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I am calling from the National Market. I am Ninongo Waga.
Okay, welcome to the show. So have you ever dealt with a troublesome neighbor?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I did is I kept quiet to them.
Okay.
Anyhow you do, I overlooked everything. They do. Sometimes some of them they have got tired now.
They got tired.
Wow.
Yeah, they have got tired now, because sometimes you get to a point that they will not speak to somebody, they will not answer by greeting, they will not answer their greeting. I'll be looking at them like that too. Whatever you do, once you don't hurt me, you don't. I didn't share my blood. I didn't care. Whatever you do, overlook.
So did
that is their own life.
Did you end up making peace with them, or you just avoided them like that until everything was just like that?
No, I end up making peace with them, but they are troublesome. I know. But I know the way I stand.
Okay.
We don't go deep. If you greet me, I greet you.
Exactly. If you just take it deep again,
you laugh, I laugh, and then if you don't.
Okay.
So, that is how I handle them.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
I don't even have the energy to go and begin to begin fighting and then doing all the rest of their quarreling and doing it. So I reserve my energy for some good things,
productive things. Okay. Thank you so much for calling in to share that with us. He is saying that in his own case, he also tried to avoid them, just hear them quiet, as if nothing is happening, up to the extent that he now turned out into peace. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Emeka Nyok from North Bank, Makodi, Benue State.
All right, welcome to the show. So have you ever dealt with a troublesome neighbor?
Troublesome neighbors are many. Especially if you live first me and face you. Plenty people live for 1 yard. Okay, when you go do, when you go good. If not be from NEPA bill, it will become from water. Minus, all these things, toilets might go there inside. Some no go green go, if them those toilets might not go flush and well. So you have them, and we just with some of them.
Yes.
The only thing is you need to be patient.
Okay.
The only thing is for you to always pray to God. Because when you are facing a troublesome person,
yes,
no day you will have rest. They will try to put you into one problem or the other. And if during this insecurity time they can go and plunge you into a problem that you doesn't know, and nobody will ask, they will not know that it is because you are correcting them because of one thing or the other.
Okay.
So they decide to frame things against you. But by the grace of God, if you have the patience, endurance, you can still live without having any much problem with them. Every day you get up, you greet them. Whenever they have their own personal things that they need you to help them, you do it for them.
Okay.
Not minding what they are doing to you. You continue accommodating them until the day when God will give you your own house.
Yes.
So that was how I tried to do on my own. I stay in the house, you have plenty people there inside, plenty children there inside. You know, so that type of house trouble go there. They say they go there inside.
Yes.
So we will try to do as we go do. The day when God will come back, me my come back go to my own house where I come there. I think the problem man finish like that. But anywhere you are living, anywhere, the only thing you have to do, because there is no way you will not have people who are troublesome people. Those who doesn't know well for the community.
Okay.
They will always try to make one trouble for you. But patience, endurance, totally with God. You always continue praying to God, you will see that you will get out of it.
Okay.
So I call on everyone that we should avoid making trouble where there is no trouble. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in to share that with us. Now, he is saying that he has also lived in a place like that. And in his own case, from the way he described this, the trouble was plenty. It wasn't just from one person. If you're living in, all those compounds that there are so many persons in there, then you know that there's going to be so much trouble as well. But sometimes if you're lucky, okay, there's not going to be trouble. But most of the times, if you're dealing with different people, different personalities, different, and sometimes you might not even give someone trouble and they'll just see you as a threat. And the next thing they start treating you as one, or start trying to maybe assert dominance, like to try and show you that, okay, you cannot step over them. And you're not even trying to do that. You were not trying to do that in the first place, but they just perceive you as, okay, this person is a threat.
Yes.
And then they start living and acting on that. So he is saying it's just for you to be patient and to try to avoid them as much as you can until you're able to maybe get your own house. But sometimes even in your own house, you can still experience that. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from Northbound.
All right, welcome to the show, Emmanuel. So how do you handle, have you ever dealt with a troublesome neighbor?
Yeah.
Okay, how did you handle that?
Well, I think you should allow peace reign, but if peace has refused to come, you just have to fight it out.
You have to fight it out.
Of course, you have to fight it out.
Okay.
If peace has refused to come to the compound, you just have to fight it out.
So you dish out exactly what they dished out to you. That's what you did.
You give the person double of whatever you're bringing since you have refused it.
Okay. So your own method is, okay, your first approach is to approach it like to address it
like
peacefully.
a sane human being. Like a sane human being, you approach it as a sane human being. But if sanity doesn't work, you just have to spark war. You go the Trump way, you just have to go in for war.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much for calling in to share that with us. Wando, we've got to someone who said, well, you give them times 2 of what they give to you. That's okay, but he said you first approach it peacefully, like he said, with sanity. So let's use his word, like a sane person, like approach them peacefully, and then if it doesn't work, then you have to
Give them
times two of what. It's not even the same thing that they give them to you. You have to give them times two because. But to be honest, sometimes that works. So, like when they get a taste of their own medicine, like
they reset their brain.
then they know that okay, this is what happens, or this person does not take nonsense, and all of that, and somehow they fix their own behavior. So what do you do in a situation where you encounter a troublesome neighbor? How do you handle a troublesome neighbor? You also can call in to be part of this conversation. This is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning on the show, we are talking about troublesome neighbors. How do you handle a troublesome neighbors? Do you find them? Do you fight them back? Do you avoid them? Will you park and leave your house because there is a troublesome neighbor? Or what exactly do you do? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. How do you handle a troublesome neighbor? What do you do to get them off your back? And what do you actually do to make sure that trouble is not there? Because if they keep inconveniencing you and getting on your nerves, then you're not comfortable and you even become unhappy in that place. Dealing with your other troubles and then even having a neighbor that's also troubling you, that can be that's a whole lot of trouble. So how do you handle that situation? Now, Wando, how do you, or what would you say like is the first step when a neighbor crosses your boundary? Well, you said you spoke about setting boundaries earlier, right?
Yes.
So what would be like the first step? Well, let's take this call first. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Mem Shima and I'm calling from George's Quarter.
Okay. Welcome to the show, Mem Shima. Have you ever encountered a troublesome neighbor?
Yes, so I have.
Okay.
And it's quite an interesting show because, truly speaking, when we talk about peace, peace is not a strange word, though. Everybody knows peace is. So when you bring trouble, it's reciprocated. It's a reflection of yourself. So if you give me trouble, I give you double.
Oh.
I'm saying this from experience because I have a troublesome neighbor. My chicken flew into the neighbor's house. The next day, the chicken died. So obviously, you could tell that the neighbor poisoned my chicken. But I will leave the rest because, of course, my mom is a woman of peace. But left for me, you will pay for that chicken. No, I will give them times two. So please, my advice is that if what you don't want others to do to you, you should not try doing it to them because you may get it surplus. God will just give it double of what you're giving another person.
If they are dealing with someone like you, they will get it surplus.
Thank you so much. Right. I'm really, really enjoying the show. So thank
you so much for calling in to be part of the show. So we have another person, Wando, that is agreeing to give double of what that troublesome neighbor is giving. But is that really the way, though? Is that really the way? But we are not going to argue. It can work for other people.
Yes.
Some people, when they perceive that okay, this person is can also do something, when they are maltreating you and then giving you all that trouble and then assuming that you cannot do anything,
yes,
they keep doing it.
Yes.
But then when they perceive that okay, this person can also be dangerous, let me step back. There's this human instinct like you don't even know what this person has. So this one, she has been keeping quiet, and if she's giving me back now, it means she can also be dangerous. He or she can also be dangerous.
Can even do more.
Can even do more. So let me step back. So truly that works with some people, but is that really the way out? And I was asking you a question, Wando, like what is the first step when a neighbor crosses boundary? Because you mentioned something about setting boundaries. So if you set that boundary now, okay, and you don't want your neighbor to cross it, and let's say, okay, you said nobody should, you bought a new rope. Let's use that situation of spreading clothes at home. You now bought a new rope. Like, okay, instead of fighting for ropes with this neighbor, let me buy my own rope. And then you bought it, you set it out, you spread your clothes, and then you came back, and then they shifted your clothes. Let me use that shift because that's something that people often argue about. They shifted your clothes and then dried theirs. Or maybe they lose it. the rope is blocking the space that I tied mine. You know, that kind of situation.
Yes.
What do you do? Because they have crossed your boundary. You set the boundaries, but they still went ahead to cross it. What do you do in that situation?
Well, for me, I'll
you mentioned avoid. So would you still avoid that situation?
In this situation, I'll report you to the landlord or the caretaker involved here. I'll report you to the higher authorities. Yes, and if they don't do anything resourceful, anything meaningful out of it, I'll go from there to the higher authority, like to the police station or legal personnel. Yes.
Okay. So when you mentioned higher authorities, I actually thought that's what you meant.
Legal personnel, right?
Oh, you mentioned police stations. Like if higher authorities do not work, then you go to police stations. But when you mentioned higher authorities, I thought like you meant the police stations, legal authorities.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll report the situation to them. So if anything now comes out of it, you should not blame because I reported it to them.
Whatever your neighbors will get next,
yes,
they should not blame you.
Yes, because I set boundaries, but we're not obedient. They're just, you want to cross the line by all means. Whatever you do there, you just want to be on your nerves. So you report to higher authorities and they will take it from there. And also just pray to God to help you to overcome the temptations, to endure no matter what comes your way.
I like how so many people are mentioning pray to God, because that prayer, it should not be far from you at all. Even if you're giving double, even if you're choosing to avoid, whatever you're doing, remember your prayers. So you also can call in to contribute to this conversation, and we're talking about troublesome neighbors. How do you handle a troublesome neighbor? Do you fight them back? Would you pack and leave your house because your neighbors are giving you trouble? Would you avoid them? Would you just keep quiet and allow them do whatever they are doing to you until they get tired? What if they don't get tired? Are you currently in that situation, or have you dealt with it in the past? How did you handle it? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That is 0808 427 5464.
Call in and share with us how you handle a troublesome neighbor. Hello. Yes, good morning.
Good morning. I am calling back again.
Okay, welcome back.
They will surely get tired because if somebody is fighting you, if somebody is fighting, you're not fighting. If somebody is troubling you, and then if somebody is quarreling with you, you're not quarreling. You're just sitting. You're not looking at it. If somebody is passing by, look at that person and say, this person is a mad person though. Who is he talking to self? One is not talking, and then you keep on shouting, you keep on doing this, you keep on making the trouble until you got tired. I don't see the need of fighting you but giving you times 10 or times 3. I think by the idea.
Okay.
Well, if you keep on doing it anyway, by his grace.
Okay.
Anyway, one day the person may change. They have changed to me.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling them, they have changed. But
all right.
To some people, I don't know, but to me, they have choose that best to me.
Okay.
Keeping quiet, looking at you, and if you can't hard dodge, you go leave you with your life, and then I keep on moving. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling back and adding that. He is also saying, that keeping quiet thing. He gave an example that imagine someone is shouting at you, quarreling you, and then you're just sitting there and not answering the person. Truly, it can be frustrating. But there is this other category of people that it's still God that created that. Even as they are talking to you and, and you're not responding, you keep avoiding them, you're just keeping quiet. They will do more. Yes. I mean, they will drag you until they make sure that there is nothing of you left before they let go of you, So I think it depends on, just like you mentioned earlier, it still depends on, the situation and the kind of person you're dealing with. So troublesome neighbors are everywhere. Well, we're coming to the end of the show right now. Troublesome neighbors are everywhere. And everyone wants peace where they live. But peace doesn't always mean silence, or speaking of doesn't always mean fighting. So if you ask me, I would say, okay, people have mentioned different steps, that they deal with neighbors. But just like you said, and I'll be agreeing with, it depends on the kind of neighbors that you're dealing with. You maybe first you try to approach that person with, okay, peace, like, we keep fighting and it's not okay. Let's try to settle it. Or you've crossed my boundary and yes, and I don't think this is okay. Maybe just do like this, do like that. And maybe if that doesn't work, you go to the avoidance stage. And when it starts looking like, okay, you're too quiet, or you cannot speak up for yourself, you cannot actually say anything. I would not I would not support people that saying give them times 10 or times this or that, but then it's good to speak up for yourself. Maybe not violence, not fight them because they brought out a gun, you also bring out your no, that is not the kind of speaking out for yourself that we are talking about. It's good to speak out for yourself, but not in a certain ways that will bring harm to the other persons. The key is knowing when to act, when to step back, and when to protect yourself without escalating the issue. This has been the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I've been your host on the show today. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, together with
Tortya Wandedoo Joyce,
and we have been talking about troublesome neighbors. So as you go about the rest of your day today, don't forget to remember to also be a peaceful neighbor yourself. And also coming up next at 10 a.m. is King James 90s Top 10, right here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. So keep your dial locked in and keep enjoying music of your life.
AskingRadio.com app available on Android and iOS devices. Download now.
As King Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can.